Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube page. This is Angelina Rodriguez, and I am reading the Bible to you one chapter at a time in a way that's easier to understand. We're starting in the book of Genesis because it's the first book that is available, and we are on chapter 22. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, "Abraham, here I am." He replied, Then God said, "Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there." That's pretty wild, guys. Abraham, take your son and sacrifice him on the top of Mount. And go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you. Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for a place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants, "Stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship and then we'll come back to you." Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the 2 of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham, "Father." "Yes, my son," Abraham replied. "The fire and wood are here," Isaac said, "but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And the 2 of them went on together. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Here I am," he replied. "Do not lay a hand on the boy," he said. "Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket he saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering. So Abraham called that place, "The Lord will provide," and to this day it is said, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." And this is so true. The Lord always provides everything we need, and quite often at the very last minute. And that's perfectly fine with me, because we've learned to be trained to do things ahead of time and to do things in a timely fashion according to what other people want and need. And when you start living your life clearly for Christ, he provides his own timeline, and everything else just kind of like comes as it's supposed to. And sometimes timing will cause you great inconvenience, simply because if he didn't inconvenience you, you wouldn't move. Sometimes we get so stubborn in our comfort and at the ticking time of 30 days, 28 days, once a week, that we forget that it's his time that is masterful. It is his time that matters, and all things will happen in his time, whether we want them to or not. And sometimes when we're not listening to what he says, he will make us move. The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said, I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make you descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand of the seashore. Your descendants will take possessions of the cities. They will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me. Then Abraham returned to his servants, and they set off together for Beersheba, and Abraham stayed in Beersheba. Some time later, Abraham was told, Milcah is also a mother, that has borne sons to your brother Nahor. Uz the firstborn, Baz his brother, Kamel the father of Aram, Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Judapah, and Bethuel. Bethuel became the father of Rebekah, brother Rebekah, Milcah born 8 sons of Abraham's brother Nahor. Concubine whose name was Rumah also had sons, Tebah, Gaham, Tabash, and Makkah. So that's another, a bit of genealogy, which we know Genesis is full of genealogy. It really sets the foundation for us to learn what bloodlines we came from. And when you do a genealogy test, now based on your blood, and the samples are compared to different sand and soil and dirt and clay samples they found from parts of all over the world, they will only take you so far back. They will never connect you to these tribes. And that is the end of chapter 22. If you want to find the rest of the chapters, all you have to do is find me on YouTube at #JesusIsADJ. And don't forget to like and subscribe.